Hello, everyone. I am just coming today because I have been talking to all of the people in 3D consciousness who I love. They are my friends and family. And I just noticed something that when you don't recognize what it means to be a spiritual being having an earthly experience, you really give up a lot of the power that you have. And so let me just go into that before we get to the point of the title, which is, I just don't know what to do. So think about it. You're a spiritual being having an earth experience, right? What that fundamentally means is that you probably should be spending every day trying to figure out, well, who is my spirit? What is my spirit? What can my spirit do? What are my spiritual gifts? Who are my spiritual friends? Who are my spiritual family members? Who are my spiritual colleagues on the soul world? Do I know Oprah on the spirit world? And FYI, I do, right? She's part of my tribe, right? And so all of these things, what does it mean to have a spiritual experience, to be a spiritual being having an earthly experience is that if you take the time to go inside where that information lies and where when you ask those questions, you'll be guided to it answered by your spiritual self. It's like, yes, finally they woke up from the matrix. All of these answers will start coming to you. You heard me. And not just that, what's the spiritual knowledge my higher self knows? Because I'm a spiritual being having an earthly experience. So I just wanted to preface that by that understanding, that fundamental shift in thinking yields so many more questions that can help you on this earth walk, which is what I generally call this. So, base level, and I think I could do a whole video on all of those questions. Like, what's my spiritual tribe? What's my spiritual planet? What's my planet like? Where my spirit's from? Are there other people from my spiritual planet on this earth? Yes. Set an intention to meet them. You'll know them immediately. I don't like giving my planet names out because I know good and dark forces are watching me and I don't want my planet to be a target. But yeah, that's what it means to have a spiritual experience. All right. So if you take that as your premise and we start making that percolate through the collective consciousness, wow, what does it mean to be a spiritual being? And how much information do they have that I'm just not aware of because my egoic mind at this moment just hasn't attained it, but that it's already there. What does God know? What does my spirit know? Because I truly feel, and I've always felt, that we are a spark of God, right? If I'm a spark of God, that means I don't know if my spirit knows as much as God, probably not, but it knows a lot of information that can help me anytime I need it. So, going back to my 3D friends, what I find a lot of is that when they're talking and it's generally a complaint or I can't get this going, or let me get my hair. I just have one lock just up in the air. Well, you know what? Just like me for me, not for my hair, okay? And so when I'm listening to them and, they're telling me their problems and I'm like, you know me. I'm like, why don't you just ask your spirit guides for help? They'll show you the answer. Why don't you just ask your higher self for help? They'll show you the answer. Why don't you ask Jesus for help? He'll show you the answer. Why don't you ask God for help? He'll show you the answer. Like, I'm just so sure that you will see the answer if you just ask the question and ask them for guidance, right? Because that's the level of spiritual awakening and consciousness that I operate in. I don't struggle because there's no need to. Just ask. He'll tell you. It'll come in a dream. It'll come in a message. You'll be guided to do something that gives you the exact answer to your question. Right? So I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you making this hard? And they're talking and they're just like, oh, it's impossible. There's only these two possibilities and solutions. And as someone who's a magician, who's learned to manifest and co-create with my higher self, my spirit guides, creator, elementals, Phillips, everyone, okay, has helped me manifest. You really let go of that. Oh, okay. If I can't figure out a solution, that means there are no more solutions available. You really get out of that, like, just because you see only two solutions doesn't mean only two solutions exist. There could be thousands. And I always see that, like, for instance, during these economic times, I'm arguing with someone. I'm not arguing because I'm just not getting involved, but I just wanted to take a time to just like check this person who's like, they're like, oh, in the age of COVID, people are still going out and living their lives and I'm stuck at home. And I'm like, people choose to live their life. And a guy goes, I have to work and I have no choice. I have a wife and kids and I don't want people being frivolous about this condition. And I'm like, you're not going to get me worked up over this. But I just reply back, look, you don't have to do anything. You are not a slave unless you want to be. If you want to get another job, you can get another job. And a lot of people have quit and found other things. And then he's like, yeah, but I have a wife and kids and I can't take it. I was like, just because you see only one solution doesn't mean one solution exists. I'm looking at you like there's crackheads in my neighborhood who get paid $50 to mow the lawn per house. They mow 4 houses. They're making $200 a day in like a few hours. Okay. Like you can make money in other ways. You don't have to quote unquote get a job. Now, if you see that is the only solution for you, it shows the difference in consciousness, right? So for you only see 2 solutions. Someone else with a bigger perspective who've maybe been there, done that, is like, you can get a job, you can work online, you can start your own side business in addition to finding another job. I mean, you have 4 or 5 solutions right there, which all require work and the idea that you're not beholden to anything, right? And so when I hear people talking and they have not really understood what it means to be a spiritual being, have an earthly experience, and they're like, that's impossible. There's only these 2 decisions, and if I don't do these 2 things, there's nothing else that can happen, and I'm stuck. And I'm like, just like this guy had a very narrow point of view of how he could make money and survive, but I'm like, there's 6 or 7 things you can do, bruh. Like, honestly. Now, if you only see is 2, that's your fault. But if you really are open to ask, you might be guided to solutions that actually fit you. Shoot, maybe you can do mobile car detailing. I pay those guys $125, $150 a pop because I live on the beach and I have a kid and I do it. They have a steady clientele of people. Okay. Like that is not something that you need to be, you need a van and a little bit of, it's really minimal startup costs. So I'm just saying, like, there's options. There's so many options. I'm not going to go into all the options because you're probably not listening. But same thing when you don't know what to do, ask your higher self if that's all you can believe. I'm very big into like, it all is the same. When I ask Jesus for guidance, when I ask God for guidance, when I ask my higher self for guidance, they're all going to give me a solution that works and has worked for everyone, right? But it's a matter of me understanding that if I can't see a solution, you can ask someone higher, that higher power, your higher self, and get it. And I've alluded to this in other videos, but I'm just so amazed at people who think this is it. Like, this is not it. What you see in this life is this. What I am learning about the spirit world has been this. What is out there is this, okay? And I've learned this, and I'm still heads and tails spiritually awakened and living that life full of divinity, full of expressing my higher self's ability to acquire knowledge, to guide me in knowledge, to access knowledge, right? And so it's just something I want to hammer home. So if you're finding my videos, you're probably somewhere between 3D and 5D, just like I bounce back and forth. But more likely you're on that 5D path and you're going to stay there. But, it's for those who are on that sort of 3D where you see there's no solutions. There's always solutions. And this goes into manifesting, which is what that's my thing. I know the rules of manifestations. Let go of what you think are the solutions because your higher self, who knows so much infinitely more than you ever will on this earth walk, can give you so many solutions you can't see. Your higher self can see that this person over here would be the perfect person to help you with this issue, and they're looking for work too, and they can combine you together. I've seen that. Your higher self knows that, like, if you wait on this day, you're going to meet someone who has the exact thing that you said you wanted and is giving it away at a steep discount, and they can make sure you guys work and meet at the Burger King, strike up a conversation, bring that up, and find out that he can give you exactly that. I've seen this randomness. That is what your higher self, God, Jesus, your higher power can do. They'll connect you with people you don't even know about. And it's so interesting. Like I said, they know it, but they think only for the big things. I'm like, if you want to make your life hard, make it hard. I walk every day trying to bring in the knowledge of my higher self, God, Jesus, the archangels that I work with every day. Okay. Like, I'm trying to know as much as them in this earth walk and earthly flesh as they do. I'm not trying to make this hard. So yesterday I'm putting together IKEA stuff. so hard because some of their stuff is easy. Some of it's like a little challenging. You have to hold things at angles and like slide it in. Like their Eket set is just like, it's ridiculously simple but complex at the same time. The whole time I'm like, all right, ancestors, y'all help me with this. Sloop gets right in place. All right, ancestors, where did I put my Polly Pocket? I just said something, but you know, oh, it's right here. Thanks. Okay, because I couldn't see it. You know, and it's like everything. So the level of which you want to tap into that higher self or spiritual guidance is up to you. I'm just saying the reason my energy, if you feel my energy, it should just feel pretty light, pretty straightforward. And you shouldn't feel stress like if you felt my energy. Well, that comes walking in spirit and understanding everything you need. You can just ask your spirit guides for anything. It can be small, little, I can't open this jar, to big things. So when I hear my 3D consciousness say that, I just sit quietly and I listen. But I'm like, will you pray on it? Just because you only see 2 solutions doesn't mean there's only 2 solutions left. You just need to access that higher power to get that download and guidance and ask them in because you have free will. So if your free will says, I'm never going to ask my higher self as a spiritual being and my spiritual family, I'm never going to ask any of them for help. Okay, then that is your choice. But don't say you don't have options. Say it's your choice not to believe you're a spiritual being. It's your choice not to believe that you have higher power. It's your choice to believe that your higher self or your spirit self isn't going to give you that information. It's your choice to believe you can't read that information, although they make it super clear, okay? That is your choice, all right? So that is just what I wanted to say today about tapping into the higher power when you need help and assistance, and how interesting something so simple and easy, like, hey, you know, higher self or God or Jesus or ancestors or angels, can you show me X? You know, I'm not finding a solution. How do I find time for everything when I'm so rushed? Can you show me X? That simple question allows them in, allows you to access that guidance, allows them to lead you to an answer. It's so super easy and mindful that I know y'all aren't going to take this advice immediately, but I would advise you to start trying. And if you get to other people who say, I just don't know what to do, start seeing what you can tell them. Like, honestly, and for most people, they know religion, not this new age stuff. So I'm like, pray. You don't think God or Jesus has a better answer than you or knows more than you? You know? And that has been something that, like, ask them for help. You're a spiritual being. They're spiritual beings. They know more than you. Ask them. They'll give you the answer. You know, trust. So, you know, just make sure we're telling people that, or ourselves. If you're struggling, I mean, you can choose to struggle, but it's definitely your choice at each and every stage. I mean, it's something you don't know because most people don't talk about talking to their spirit guides and higher self and God and Jesus the way I do. And so that's sort of like a new concept to just be like, oh, I can just ask. Yes, literally, if you go back to my earlier videos, what's the thing? It's your spiritual gifts, your spiritual purpose, and just asking and co-creating. Literally, the first things I wanted to tell people who might be open to hear and listen is that's how you do it. Super easy. What are you doing? I've been cruising through since 2016, since I woke up, because as soon as I heard I could just ask and access the information or I'll be guided, I do it for everything. I just had a video about who should I vote for. It was very clear the answer I got, okay? All I did was ask, you know, and anything. Should I keep this job? Should I light a candle for Trump? They're like, no. They're like, you don't need to worry about that. You just focus on you and your teaching and your healing. But so super simple to just ask. And that's the method that I've learned to do. But it's so easy. I'm like, why are y'all making things hard on yourself? You know, like, don't you want to manifest this stuff? So manifest it, right? And you don't have to do it on yourself. Remember, spiritual being, earthly experience. So that means you can tap into your spiritual friends, spiritual family, galactic information, spiritual information, higher self information, who is at a higher dimension, so they know all this. Start doing it today. And then if you do this, even with little things, and this is sort of a newer concept to just accessing it so easily, because the idea of spirit guides is sometimes it's a little new for people, right? You know you have guardian angels, but that's just you could talk to them. One of my angels, his name is Eric. He's a tall white guy, which is so funny because I'm all Miss like pro-black. And I'm like, oh, you don't take this personal, do you, Eric? And, you know, I've seen him before, you know, and so like they're there and they don't do anything if you don't tap into them, you know. And so go ahead and reach out. Now there's tons of videos on the internet. I might even do a healing where I open up a portal where you can meet them. If you guys say you want that, now we'll just do that for free. But yeah, you can do it. So I'm going to end right that. I hope it just gives you some food for thoughts, that there's always options. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that there's 20 million more at your higher self level or God level or Jesus level or guardian angel or archangel level that can be shown and guided to you easily. And it just depends on if you want to access it and make your life easy. You want to do it all your hard self with all your limited knowledge. It's definitely your choice, but just remember that is the route you're taking. I just like things to be easy and smooth and just get what I want because I'm very clear about what I want. I wanted the beach. I got the beach. Wanted a nice house. I got the nice house. Wanted a partner. Manifested my soulmate. And so, but I asked, like, hey, show me and guide me to what I need to do today to meet the soulmate or the compatible romantic partner. Show me and guide me how I'm going to get this house, or how, just in so many different ways. So, Lisa Phillips. I'm a real estate investor, coach, author, speaker. Psychic channeler and medium at this point, and a very, very, very strong healer of myself, but of others who are open to that. You can reach out to me at My Soul Powered Life if you would like a healing. With me, get to meet me, get to talk to me, feel my energy. Channeling angels and being able to bring their energy onto earth is a higher technology that's absolutely amazing. And the reason I can stand here today with this energy is because so much healing on self has taken place. Also, I'm going to be posting links in the next 4 weeks, maybe in 2 weeks from now. I'm going to do a healing. I'm going to do a workshop. It'll be on a Thursday and all day. So if you can't make it, you might just want to do the replay. But if you can ask questions back and forth. One is going to be on the magic of intention, how to use intentions and that idea to manifest easily and effortlessly every single day in your life. And how it starts small and it builds up in power and strength as you use intentionality to manifest magically. And I say magic because it really is magic. Now it's your spiritual self and guides and whatnot doing it, but it looks like magic to me. So that's how I call it. If I think it happens, if I ask for something and it happens easily and gracefully, and I know it's my spiritual team who did it, it's still magic. Okay. As long as I didn't have to work or stress, I just had to say what I wanted. And it's the first step of really, really being good at manifesting in magic, which is my forte. You can talk to whoever you want, but I got the magic down. Okay. And it's in my lineage. And the other one's going to be about channeling. And these are going to be on Thursdays, and I'll post a link. There'll be a masterclass so you can ask me questions back and forth. And I'm thinking of doing it in 2 weeks. I'm not trying to take forever for this. So I got the outlines together. I know how I want to break it down in a way that I think you'll be able to take it, incorporate, do it, and succeed. There's one thing about my soul lineage. I am a teacher. Don't believe me? Look at my real estate investing platform. Okay. Just did a paid speaking engagement on it Saturday. So that is part of my soul lineage too. And it's so important to know who you are. So if you're interested, it's going to be like $39. Nothing big. But just an exchange of energy and recognition of, channeling and setting intentions have been two of the most powerful things that has gotten me to this 5D level so easily. And I'm just all about ease. It doesn't have to be hard anymore. You go to my real estate investing platform, ease. I'm not about the struggle. It doesn't have to be that way. If you want it, go for it. You want easy, come over here, because that's just how my genetic and my soul print is. It just is what it is. I know at the spirit level, I was going all over the galaxy helping people figure this out, who are in different dimensions, who are maybe in planets that weren't as high of the dimensions. I know I was there in all of them, helping those with eyes to see and ears to listen to help do it. And I know I made impact. I know that's why I was chosen to be here, to be this person at this time, during this wonderful time, during an ascension process that hasn't been seen in any other time in the galaxy's history. I know because of that background of myself, my spirit self, and those skill sets, that's why I'm here. So guys, always just know we are spiritual beings. There's so much to tap into, and it's absolutely exciting for me when I find out how big our spirit lives are and who we are and our purpose. And my earlier videos go into all of that if you want some tips and advice on finding those different things that you can use in this life, those power centers and those gifts. So love you guys. Talk to you later.